Okay, welcome back. This is Act 2 of playing Monstrosity, and worked out some of the issues that we had before. I noticed my volume wasn't set high enough. I've turned that up, so hopefully that's not too loud and is more of an acceptable level. Um, I noticed, I noticed, I don't know, halfway through that my dice rolls weren't actually appearing on the screen, so I fixed that. Um, And yeah, we don't have to spend an hour going over, or 45 minutes, I guess, going over the rules. Instead, we can get right into playing. I did notice there were some things that I missed. There's just, last time it was my first time through, so there was so much to try to keep track of. I notice here that the Omni tool uh, it has some things that would have really helped, like we can repair a room, we can clear blocked exits. So when I walk into some of these rooms and there's a blocked exit and there's no way to get anywhere from there, uh, that doesn't have to be such a problem. Okay, where's our map? Still finishing getting things set up here. No, where's the... Oh yeah, here we go. Get GIMP open with our map. There we go. Yeah. So there's these additional things that it can do. We had these areas where like this was a blocked room, a blocked door there, places that we didn't get to. So it was, and here we could have just used the Omni tool. It just would have taken a couple of energy points. And we came to one or two places where we could refill energy. We're not able to do that. I think once was because of the monstrosity. The other reason was we just had finished. We got to the engine room and just finished. So the engine room would have given us an opportunity to gain a little, but we were only down by one. So it didn't matter because we didn't use any of the things to actually restore. So this is just something that I would like to try to keep in mind. There's a really a lot of rules here, and then when I'm trying to tell the story at the same time, then it can slow things down. I put on my website, blitzhobbing.com, I set up the, let's see, where is that real quick? The what did I put it under? RPGs, I think. Yeah, I set up the story that we went through last time. Video posted there. Here's the story notes as I went through them. I removed there was a couple of things that I had to retcon, so I went back and modified those. But if you wanted to read through the notes on what actually happened and see the path from last time, there's all my notes there. And I'll do that again at the end of this one once when I put it up, when I get finished with the recording. Something else that I did on the previous recording was I went back through. I'm sure you noticed if you have watched the first one, there are timestamps in the description that'll jump you straight to the beginning of the game instead of watching me just mumble through the book. So with that being said, let's get right into it. This is Act 2. We've completed the first act, which was get to the engine room and repair the engine. Engine has been repaired. We did have an encounter with the monstrosity in this area here, and so technically it is still on our tail. At the end of each act, we get to prepare. Preparation includes purchasing traits or purchasing perks and building gear. So we have a little bit of a breather here while we are in the engine room. And so we're going to jump to this section here on preparation. Between acts, you get a short break called preparation. You stop, treat what you can, and turn your scrap and information into what you need for the next act. Now, you'll notice here that we don't have any gear. We don't have any scrap. We don't have any resources. All of that, we didn't find any of that stuff. There was one possibility that we found a med kit in the HIC, but after rereading, you don't actually get gear when you come into one room and then go back into that room. You don't roll again on stuff to find. So I took that off. So we don't have any of those things. We do have 1 unit of data. So if there is a perk that only costs us 1 unit of data, we can purchase the perk. And that's the only preparation that we actually get in here. Okay, so let's look at perks. Perks. Perks have a cost shown in the table as D. When you buy a perk, you pay that many data. Well, maybe we'll find one, maybe we won't. Okay. Again, I have a poorly bookmarked book here. I need to go through and rebuild these bookmarks. Excuse my silence. Oh, traits? No. Where is the perks? Perks, here we are. Okay, perks. Here we go, perks. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 5, 3, 2. Okay, so that makes it easy. We don't get a perk. Don't have enough pay debt to get a perk. So we're just going to start by rolling our next mission here. We begin by rolling for how far away it is. Okay. 1 die 10. Rolled an 8. For an 8, we need to be our next mission is 5. And last time, what I did was I actually total dumb luck that we got here, and it was 6 X's away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had completely forgotten to even be counting this, so I might adjust this to be a spin button, and we have to remember in the upkeep to decrement that down. So we'll try to remember to do that this time. Rolling on our mission for this one. 10. Lock the quarantine protocol. Okay. Lock protocol. Go to airlock control to enable the quarantine locks and stop the airlock cycle from looping. Okay, using survival, biology, or communication. Okay, survival, biology, communication. Not good. So we've got a 5. But this is where our Omni tool comes in, because we'll see here our action check boost. We can spend 2 energy to gain a 1 advantage, so we would roll an additional die and take the 2 low, or take the 2 lowest. And we can add an additional advantage for an additional energy. So 2 energy for the first, 3 for the second to get an additional die. So we can roll 4 or 5, depending on how much energy we have. Especially when it's those skills and they're a little lower. Okay, patching. Oh, that's another point there. We've got 3 strain right now, and during our prep time we should probably fix some of that. We can spend 2 energy to remove 1 strain. So I think I'm going to do that. Spend 2 energy, remove 1 strain. Now we are in the engine room. Let's take a look at the engine room before we move on. Get over here, engine room. Non-encounters, crew quarter, captain quarter. Engine room. Feature, spend 1 oh yeah, I have to spend a resource. Okay. To gain an engineering tool and 1 energy. So we don't have any resource to spend. That's fine. All right, that's okay. We've used up 2 energy. We've reduced 1 strain. We do still have a menace die. I don't think that's going to go anywhere until, well, and it actually is going up 1 as well because this is Act 2, right? So in Act 2, our menace, let's check our menace, this upkeep stuff. It's probably going to be here in the missions. No? Oh gosh. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 4 acts. Keep taking turns till the mission room and resolve the mission check. Once the mission is complete, the act ends. The act ends for the preparation. Blah, blah, blah. You start your next act by rolling a new mission on the mission table. Go back to the turn cycle and play until that mission ends. Well, there was a note that showed as we go up. Oh, we don't. Oh my gosh! See, this is what I'm talking about. There's too many. There's too many rules. Whenever we would mark a 4th menace, reset it and gain 1 menace die. So we don't have to gain the menace die right now. We had a case back here where there was a dangerous area, and we added the menace die, but we don't have to. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's 1, 2. There was only a single menace die unless there was a modifier. And then it was 3, there's an additional 1, and 4, there's an additional 1, because I know that it ramped up. And that's what it says here. The monstrosity becomes more active and dangerous. All right, well, we have our mission. Let's just go from that. We have our mission. It'll be in 5 locations. So we are here in the engineering room. There is 1 exit out of it, so we're going to go this way. Because we have not come across this room yet. The airlock. Okay. So moving into the next room. There we go. Moving into the next room, we are going to roll. Now the roll here is odd or even. Odd is a corridor. Even is a room. It is a room. Okay. And so as a room, every hex you enter becomes a location. A location is a corridor or a room defined by the first time you enter the room. The hex, once a location is on your map, it stays that way the rest of the game. Corridors do not have any features. Only rooms can have a room feature. Okay. So, okay. There's another table that I had that I should have open, but I don't. Turn order. This is it. Make a move. Choose 1 adjacent hex. Move into. You can only move through an exit that connects from your current hex to the next one. Make a location type check. We just did that. Make a room check. Okay. Roll die 100. On the location table. And we rolled a, wow, we rolled a 100. Impressive. Okay. I think I have these noted. Where's my notes? No, I guess I don't have this one noted. Okay, a 100. The chapel. Okay, CHP. C. This feels a little thick. Did this get adjusted? Nope. The chapel. Okay. A quiet room with minimal equipment and personal tokens used for morale, reflection, and private time. It has an ongoing feature, turn 1 labeled trauma. Oh, yeah, 1 labeled in trauma into it's just a scratch. Oh, nice. Okay, we can recover our crippled trauma. Nice. Turn 1 labeled trauma into it's just a scratch. Okay, let's find out what else about this room, though. So we have the room, we have the type. Let's check the number of exits. Okay, exits. Here we are. Oh, no. Stop there. Stop there. There we go. 8. It has 3 exits. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm kind of feeling like, well, I guess we got one more hallway here because we had a door there. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do a die 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we want all 3 of these. If they double, then I'm just going to leave it out. So we've got a 1, 2. So we've got an exit here. 3, 4. We have an exit here. And a 9, 10. We've got an exit here. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Just put a little mark right here too. Okay, we have our number of exits. 3 exits. And condition. Here we go. Room condition. Condition is a 4. Fire. There is fire in the chapel. Not good. Fire in the chapel. Not good. So we're going to put an X here. Maybe we'll put a little flame. But what I'm going to actually do is I think I'm going to spend the energy to put out this because I do want to take the opportunity, and I don't think I can do it when the room is on fire. It just doesn't feel like it should work like that. I'm going to put out the fire using my Omni tool. So grab my Omni tool listing here, and we are going to repair a room. 3 energy. Oh, that kind of hurts. X, X, X. We're going to use 3 energy to use our Omni tool to put out the fire, clearing this up. All right, grab my eraser tool and put out that fire that the pretty fire that I just drew on there. We're going to put out the fire. So the room is no longer broken. It's a stinky, smoldering mess, but it is not on fire anymore. I think that's good. Okay. Can we still see that? There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm just realized all these things are here on the that I've been looking through the book for. Then they're right there on the map. Okay. Add next. I want to make sure that this isn't on. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. 91. We've been just calculating, just adding it up. Don't want to do that. Reset. Not even looking at those anyway. Okay. So we left engineering. Where's my notes? Okay. Act 2. Coal enter left. The left engineering and entered the chapel. Normally a place of peace and reflection, now consumed in fire. Coal quickly used his Omni tool to put out the flames and restore peace. -3 energy. Okay. And then we are going to use the feature of this room to cure my crippled shoulder. That's what happened last time. We were attacked by the monstrosity and it damaged our shoulder. But we'll spend a little time in prayer and reflection and get that cleared up. It was causing to have a negative roll, a disadvantage roll on a. It said on any one check, and I used it in the engineering to fix the engine. So it had its mechanic come into play, but we don't need to make it permanent. Okay. All right. So that's one. Oh yeah, we have to decrement this. Okay. Oh, the next thing we need to do is check for an encounter. Okay, again, we don't need to do menace here because we don't have an extra menace die. Menace die will come into play on, an additional menace die will come into play on the next act, or if we get 4 menace here, we only have the 1. Okay, but let's go ahead and roll our encounter. All right, die 10. Oh my gosh, a monstrosity, threat 3. So this is basically what happened in the corridors up there. Monstrosity threat 3. Not good. Basically, as Cole was spending time in prayer and reflection, -1 trauma, the monstrosity managed to hunt him down and attacked. Goody, goody, goody. All right. So, monstrosity threat 3. This is the right order of things. Okay. encounters. Make 3 monstrosity action checks. Sorry, gotta find the spot again. Okay, monstrosity is a creature hunting a ship. It is not human, blah, 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 blah. Monsters result table. Creature makes a direct move on you, resolve it like a challenge with these differences. Room action checks. Each room lists the edge that represent your possible ways to save yourself in that space. Okay, so we have to look again at the chapel room to see what its sets are. When you face a monstrosity encounter there, you may only choose from those listed edges for your monstrosity action check. Okay. You roll and resolve the action like normal, but on a failure, you roll and mark 1 trauma instead of 1 strain. A success or partial success resolves normally. Threat. Some monstrosity results include threat. These are threat. That's what it does. Threat is how many monstrosity action checks you must make for this encounter. You do not need to succeed that many times. You simply resolve that many rolls one after another and apply each outcome, which is either a success or a trauma. Success, even partial success, resolves normally, where you take a trauma. Partial, we get a strain. Okay, so, got a little thing on my kitty cat here. Okay, so 3 action checks. We need to see our room again. Chapel, that was a 100. Chapel. Communication, survival, and navigation. Communication is going to give us a 4. Survival is going to give us a 5. And navigation is going to give us a 6. Okay, how can we use navigation to avoid the monstrosity here? Let's look at what the skill itself is. Communication, your skill with the ship. This is all 3 in the adaptivity. Okay. Your skill with the ship protocols in signal interpretation and control message used when you're dealing with systems and information flow, read warnings, alerts correctly, decipher meaning from corrupted logs, operate terminals and intercoms, interpreting alien distress beacons, and deciding what information to transfer yourself or give yourself to. We're probably going to try to use navigation if possible because that's our highest one here. Your proficiency in spatial awareness, there you go, and route planning, there we go, used when you're dealing with exploration and escape, mapping as you move, tracking exits and shortcuts, finding crucial mission locations, crossing damage or zero gravity sections, and avoiding dead ends. Okay, so it's just going to be a game of cat and mouse. All right, so we have a 6 there, and we are going to be rolling 2 die 10, and we've got to get under a 6. That is how action checks work. We don't have a disadvantage, but it might be a good idea to consider spending some energy. I mean, it is a limited resource. Do we want to spend it now? It is a threat level 3. Where did my picture go? No, the other one. There. We only have 4 energy left. So it'll take 2 to boost an action. I think we're gonna just shoot for it. We'll see how it turns out. We've got to get 6 or less on 2 die 10. Okay. Whew. That's a partial success because we have 1 success at a 6 and 1 failure at an 8. So we take a strain from that. Whoops. That's the first one. So Cole is trying to dodge and hide. He manages to stay out of the way, the partial success, but it's very stressful on him, and that's the strain. His heart is beating through his chest. He's breathing hard and struggling to keep control of himself. So let's roll the second check. A 7 and a 5. We have another strain, another partial success. No traumas yet. That's good. 4 strain. That's bad. May have to burn up some energy in order to patch ourselves up later. And that might be actually a better use of the 2 energy. One more check to see he's managed to circle around the pews and maybe the pulpit, staying out of the way. Hi, kitty, kitty. Staying out of the way of the monstrosity. Very stressful for him, though. One more check. 4 and 9. Again, partial. It's tough. That was a tough one. Capped out at 5, but we are able to skirt around the edges and get out of the chapel. All right, so let's take this door here and get through. So we're gonna take. Oh, I guess we're still on our eraser here. There we go. Did some circuitous routing using our navigation skill to get out of the chapel safely. Oh, there is also, because we did get a partial success there is the opportunity to actually come away with some reward. Findings. Opportunities and findings. I'm going to jump on to those real quick here. Opportunity. An optional challenge you can take to receive a reward. It might be power you can pull from live panels, supplies you can cut free, or data you can extract before the system dies. You can also leave it alone. When you face an opportunity... wait, what gives us opportunity? I bet it's this challenge part, isn't it? Challenge hazard or obstacle you must deal with to move on. Oh, no, it's here. It's here. We rolled a monstrosity, so we don't get to choose these things right now. No. So we are already there. I was hoping for something that'd give us some pay dad or something, but that's fine. Okay. We did manage to clear our trauma. We did take some strain, not enough to give us another trauma, but pretty close. We do need to hope that there's, in this next area, that there is an opportunity to refill our energy or something. Okay, so moving into the next room. We need 1 die to determine if this next room is going... Oh, what are you doing, kitty cat? Determine if the next room is going to be a room or the next hex, rather, is going to be a room or a corridor. So it is a room. 8 is a room. Okay, then room type is a die 100. An 82. Yes, kitty cat. It's the morgue. 82 is the morgue. We almost ended up in the morgue anyway. Okay, MRG. Go on, kitty. Okay. Chapel and then the morgue. Makes sense, I suppose. Okay, the morgue. For our edges are biology, chemistry, and IT. IT is a 6, biology is a 3, chemistry is a 4. So if we need to use something, hopefully it will be IT. Reset your menace track to 0. Okay, that's good. Limited. We can use that means you can use it once. Isolation. No wait, I'm sorry, I bounced down. Gain a biology tool. Okay, that will be something we can use. Ongoing. All right. So we'll be able to do that. Sealed cold storage for bodies, evidence handling, and with sanitation gear tagged with containment drawers. Okay. Now roll number of exits. And 9. 3 exits. Yeah, let's roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no, this is the end of the map, so we can't do that. What we can do is here, we can do here, and we can do here. Yeah, this is the outer bulkhead, so that's not going to work. But this will. This will continue the map. Okay. Condition of the room. 5. 2 exits blocked. Okay. 6 and 7. So it was 1, 2, 6, 7. Okay, so this exit is blocked. And this exit is blocked. Well, we can use the Omni tool to clear a blocked exit. 2 energy, and that would get us back on this track instead of coming down this way because this is room. We're going to decrement by 1, 3. These two are making forward progress unless I guess it makes sense that the outer airlock might be along this path, so we can save our energy. That makes sense. It just makes sense to be on the outer bulkhead. Come out here and then around and then come back, and that will put it 1, 2, right? From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where, yeah, we'll say here is where we're going for the airlock. Okay. So, encounter. Oh, buddy. No monstrosities. No monstrosities. 6. A challenge. Okay, a challenge gives us the optional reward. So that's a good thing. That's acceptable. Oh, I guess you couldn't see that. I'll just turn off my dice roller here for a second. There you go. Challenge. 5, 6. All right. Challenge. We'll die 100 on the challenge table. Okay. $93. Okay, the challenge on a 93. The room is riddled with bullet holes and several utility lines have been hit. Air screams through the walls and pressure drops fast. Okay. What's my actual challenge? Blocking up the... I can use engineering, which is fine. I have a 7. That's the best I can hope for. I guess we just have to pass through it. But there's no reward. Like down here you can see gain 3 energy, gain 4 energy. But here it's just pressure dropping fast. So we're going to have to just leave the room. Did I? It's in the morgue. Okay. So we can't stay for very long, which is fine. We don't need to. But the morgue was, what, pretty low there. Now I don't remember. Morgue 80, there it is. Morgue. Oh, okay. Well, it gives us an additional edge. If there was something here, the challenge would give us the ability to use the thing. All right, so we're going to gain the biology tool anyway. We're going to biology tool. Gear, let's look and see if we have something here. Biology tool, use before a biology action check, gain a DC +1. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure that gear is a single use. Biology tool. Tools are a single use piece of special equipment. Yep, there you go. When you gain a tool right in your gear slots as edge tool. Okay. Biology tool. If you use a tool on a roll with its matching edge, you get the +1 to that edge value for this roll, which increases your DC by 1. So in biology, well, that would be good too because we only have a DC of 3. So that gives us a 4. Hopefully we won't need to use that. Doesn't hurt to have it anyway. Okay. Now we're going to move on because, as it said, this room is full of bullet holes and leaking air. Okay. So we're going to get through this door here into this next area. All right, let's find out. Again, odd corridor, even room. 6. 6 is a room. Okay. What kind of room? $59. The mess hall, right next to the morgue and the chapel. Interesting. Okay, we're just going to close off these 2 walls because there is no option there. And there is a minimum of 1 exits, as noted here. I know we have 2 already, but we're just going to put our 1 exit down this way. And this is the mess, MSH. Mess hall. Okay. Yeah, we'll just roll the numbers just to say we'll roll the numbers. 7, 2 exits, and here 1, 2, that fits. All right. Okay, mess hall. Limited, remove 1 strain and gain 1 resource. Okay, so we are definitely going to do that. Let's figure out what our. You know what? I'm going to do it now. Remove 1 strain, gain 1 resource. Just right away, grab some food. Okay. And we will be able to use survival, chemistry, and biology. Survival, chemistry, and biology. So survival looks like our best perk here at a 5. Okay. The location condition. Collapsed with 2 exits blocked. That makes it this exit and this exit because that's the one we came through. Now we're going to have to use our energy to get through that door, to clear that exit. Use our Omni tool. Omni tool, clear a blocked exit. Make one blocked exit usable using 2 energy. Okay, and the encounter challenge here. Let's see what it's going to happen. 4 up. No. I don't need everything. 4 up. 3. The monstrosity comes through. Okay, well, we last left it here, so it makes sense it came through this way. I don't know how that exit is blocked. Maybe that is what's blocked the exit. It said that it was collapsed. Maybe it was in the rubble while we were going this way, and the bullet holes and the lack of pressure and all that. It came through this way, and yeah, right there. So we need to make one check in order to get through this door, but at the same time we also have to clear that exit. Alright, so what are our options again? Our edges were survival, chemistry, and biology. Survival gives us the 5. Biology would be the 4 because we have the tool, but 3 normally and 4 chemistry. So we're just going to take survival at a 5. We only need to make one check. Alright, let's look and see what the types of actions for the trait survival. This is the one we didn't read last time. Your training in life support life support management and emergency procedures when used with dealing with hostile conditions and physical threats, sealing leaks, stabilizing oxygen pressure, pushing through tight spaces, applying first aid, and rationing supplies. The thing that best fits there, maybe pushing through tight spaces. We're going underneath tables, we're crawling through the kitchen area, something like that in order to avoid the monster. So, again, similar to the chapel, hiding out, moving around, coming down behind to get out. So let's go ahead and make our check. We need a 5 or less. Adaptivity, survival. A 1. All right, easy enough. All right, we're going to go that way. It's a good thing we had got our resource in before when we first walked in there. But the Chow Hall, where did that go? Was that an 85? No. 50 something. Mess hall, there it is. Okay. 3. Okay, so we move through, we avoid the monster, move around, get behind. Oh yeah, we had to clear, that was the other thing. We had to use our tool to clear that exit to get out. Alright, so we have cleared this exit. Maybe we just dug a tunnel. Using our Omni tool, we were able to dig a tunnel through the rubble to sneak through. With a monstrosity right on our heels. Okay. We are 2 away from the target. Okay. Is this a corridor or is it a room? This is a corridor. So let's just let's see, remind ourselves what the difference is there. Nope. It's a corridor. Okay. This is a corridor. I do want to still remind myself, so I just want to find it. Locations. Okay, so we just make we don't roll the room type, so we don't get any of that. It's just a corridor. Let's go ahead and roll the number of exits. 9. 3 exits. 1. Well, there's only room for 3, kind of. Okay. And then also on a corridor, we don't have a shortcut. But it does have a condition. Roll a condition is 1. It's collapsed. Of course it's collapsed with 2 exits locked out. Okay, so we have an option here. We can either take that this exit is also locked, or we could say, because this is what I'm thinking right now, this exit was locked, or was blocked out, but we just dug through it. That makes sense because this was collapsed. This is also partially collapsed, but we did just tunnel through here. All right, I'm gonna roll. We're gonna go 1 through 5. This side is the collapsed side, and we managed to dig through it with our tool. And then 6 through 10, it's this one as well. And we're gonna have to use our last 2 energy to tunnel through there as well. So come on, be good to me. Oh, of course, of course, of course. This exit is also blocked. So we're gonna have to use our 2 energy before we get into this room. All right. Well, that sucks. All right, let's check our encounter. See if the monster follows us in here. Be nice to me. 8. Okay, 8 is an opportunity. Okay. Now I did note these down. Opportunities are on page, what's that? 50, 49, 50. Those are rooms. What page am I on? 33, 35, 6. Opportunities. Here we are. Okay. Die 100. 90. Straight 90. Okay. That always throws you off. Does that ever throw you off where you roll a 90 and a 10 and you think, well, that adds up to 100, but it's not, because that's technically a 0, so it's still a 90. Maybe that's just me. So 90. All right. You find a console with usable information about past events, but the files are heavily encrypted and corrupted by a virus. Okay, we can gain an IT tool and 1 paydat using either IT, which is pretty good, that's a 6, or comms, which is 4. So it's definitely going to be using IT. Okay. So let's do that then. We are going to, we have find a console with usable information about past events. The files are heavily encrypted and corrupted by a virus. So we're going to roll an IT check. We need to roll 2 dice. We need a 6 or less on both dice. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we gain 1 data. Nope, I want O's. I said I wanted O's. And we gain 1 IT tool. Gives us IT, AC, DC +1. All right. Well, that's handy. Would have been handy for energy, but that'll still work. And now, unfortunately, we do. Let's put a little computer console here. Kitty, kitty, what are you doing, kitty, kitty? All right. We need to use our last 2 energy to clear out this exit. Moving us in here. All right, now this is, let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's going to be it. That's going to be our last place. So we have reached our mission goal, which is the quarantine protocol, lock quarantine protocol. Let's look at our missions. Lock quarantine, airlock control. All right, airlock control right here. Airlock control, ALC. ALC. All right, airlock control. Controls for airlock seals, cycle timing, quarantine locks with pressure, readouts, and manual safeties. Resetting menace track to 0. Okay, we will be doing that. Let's just go ahead and take care of that. All right, now the mission itself. Using survival, biology, or communication. It's going to be survival. That's a 5. And, okay. It's not a final mission. Yep, it's just a regular mission. So we just need a 5 or less for a full success. A 5-6. That's a partial. We do take the strain, but we manage to complete the mission and cycle the quarantine protocol. Oh, I guess you can't see what I'm doing there. I have, do you guys play this? Get my little guy unlocked here. Do you guys play that? The cat. I don't remember what it's called now. Just keeps track of your clicks and your types. Gives a little counter. And then you can dress it up. Kind of funny. I was trying to find like a space helmet, but I don't have one. But anyway, all right. So we got a partial success. I'm going to put, oh yeah, we didn't roll exits here. Let's roll exit. Oh, it has a shortcut. Nice. It has a shortcut. Okay, roll again, +1 shortcut. 4. It has 1 exit. So I'm just going to, I kind of want to put the exit out into space because it is the airlock control. I'm going to put an airlock control box right here. This is airlock. This is the airlock going out into space. we have one exit that's not going to be the airlock. Going back around down this corridor or whatever it's going to be. And we have a shortcut. So I'm going to put an S on this side. It's basically going through ductwork or something. Okay, so when we have a shortcut, let's look at shortcuts. Shortcuts. Some locations connect to shortcuts like maintenance shafts, vent trunks, cable runs, service tunnels, ladders, and lift shafts. Shortcuts that let you link two places on your map without drawing a full chain of hexes between them. When you make an exit check, you can also gain a shortcut for that location in the case. Follow these steps. Pick a destination. Choose one other location already on your map. Oh, okay. Well, something already on our map. I kind of want it to be over here so we can make that big leap if necessary. Maybe back to the HIC? Or coming in here to the CRQ? I don't even remember what that is now. Crew quarters. That doesn't make a lot of sense. This was corridor, engineering, chapel, morgue, mess hall, crew quarters, surgery. I guess the HIC kind of makes the most sense out of all, because it has to be a room that you've already unlocked. So, or the surgery. Doesn't make a lot of sense to go to the surgery. I'm gonna say the HIC. I'm gonna say the HIC. So I'm gonna put an exit door in here, and then we do the whole. Let's see. Label the link. Okay, both of these exits marked with the same letter, AA. So we're gonna put an A here and an A here. Don't let me forget. That's a shortcut. We're probably going to go through there on the next. This is the end. So this is the end of this mission. This is where we're going to stop for the night. We did a nice hour or whatever. Went a lot smoother this time. I mean, I'm still fumbling through things, but you know, getting used to the book. It's only the second time playing through. But there we go. We have run out of energy completely. So there were a couple places here that we could restore energy, but the monstrosity was in the way. Kept us from doing it at one point. I think I'll review and see where it was. So maybe we can make our way back through there. Otherwise, we're just going to jump to the HIC, I think, for the next mission. Go there first, out the airlock, or I don't know, however this is like I said, a vent chase or whatever. To end up back at the HIC, and then we'll come through one of these other doors because we're at the end of the map here at the bulkhead, and so I definitely want to come out this way or maybe through the crew quarters and out this side. Something for the next two sessions. Because it's only a four mission set, so we'll come through on either this side or this side for the next two, so we have plenty of space to go. But that is it. Look at that. We went from engineering around this way, fought the monster in here, and ended up in the airlock control. We're still in pretty good shape. I mean, we are definitely out of energy, so that is something we need to recover soon, but we have one more paydat. We have one resource. I don't think we'll be able to build anything, but I'll take a look at it and see what we can do for next time. And we are at the end of our strain. One more and we're going to take a trauma. So we're going to have to burn up some, restore some energy so we can burn some more up. So that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. Thank you very much, and hit that like, share, and subscribe. If you are new to the channel, then welcome, and I will have the notes up probably later tonight or tomorrow morning for the on the site for what we did, as well as having the bookmarks and all of that fun stuff. So if you like this content, go ahead and comment. You can follow me on Twitter at SoulExistence1, and let's see, tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday, I will probably be playing. I'll probably be streaming here, but it won't be this game. So just thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you next time. I need an end card bumper.